Good evening, everyone. Observing an annual custom of many years, the people of Washington have gathered in Lafayette Square, just across the avenue from the White House, to join with the President in lighting the National Community Christmas tree. This is the third year that President Roosevelt has come here to extend his greetings to the people of the United States by means of radio, and to personally press the button illuminating the big Nordman fir, which serves as a symbol for all community Christmas trees everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, and radio audience, the President of the United States.
Mr. Secretary, my friends everywhere, in every part of the land, once more the most joyous of all days draws near, and again it is my great privilege on this blessed eve of the Nativity to wish the American people a Merry Christmas. This is the third time that I have joined in these Christmas Eve festivities in a typical American setting, in the park here in front of the White House. Before me and around me is an American assembly, men and women of all ages, youths and maidens, young children who know nothing about the cares of life, all old and young, jubilant, with joyous expectation.
Merry Christmas to you and everybody, so there, too.
Hey there, welcome to When Radio Ruled, Christmas Special 2018. You just heard Franklin Roosevelt's Christmas tree lighting from the White House, December 24th, 1935. And we're listening now to music from Rudy Valley's Fleshman's Yeast Hour, December 23, 1937. I'm Mike Gillett, your host, and I am very happy to share some of my favorite old-time radio shows with you at my very favorite time of year.
The Gears, our sisters, our gentlemen songsters, and yours truly. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Trip along the Milky Way. I stopped off at the North Pole to spend a holiday. I called on dear old Santa Claus to see what I could see. He took me to his workshop and told his plan to me. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. So you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Thank you. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bob, Christmas Command Performance Hope, telling all you Japs and Nazis from Berlin to Sumatra your chances are as slim as a half of Frank Sinatra. We're away! I thought that'd be an egg with a bobby sock for a minute there. But you know, this year Christmas is being celebrated by young Americans in freezing weather and hot weather, damp weather, foggy weather, and some of our servicemen are outside of California, too. Really, our men are scattered all over the world, and the Army has gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that they have a white Christmas wherever they are. On December 25th, all the cooks have orders to bleach the beans. Beans, that's GI caviar. And you know, it's a funny thing, but the men overseas don't like to receive Christmas cards. No, sir. They get suspicious now whenever they see anything that starts with greetings. But Christmas packages really make them happy. I won't say they were very anxious to get their presents last year, but when the sergeant came out with the mail and yelled, "Come and get it," between come and get it, he got it. You, boy, you. That other tongue got in the way. One soldier received a beautiful sweater from his girl for Christmas, but there was only one trouble. She forgot to put armholes in it. He's now the only private in the European theater who salutes from the inside. Where am I? Oh, yes, here we are. Of course, more than anything else, the soldiers would like Betty Grable for Christmas. The GIs know she's married to Harry James, but they figure that after the war they're going to kill all the buglers anyway. At one camp, the bugler was so overcome with the Christmas spirit, he filled his bugle with Tom and Jerry's. It's the first time that he ever blew reveille and got W.C. Fields to enlist at the same time. But down in Hawaii, the soldiers couldn't get any Christmas trees for the holidays, so they just draped all the decorations around a hula girl's grass skirt. And it worked out swell, too. They've got the only Christmas tree in the world that can wiggle its tinsel. It's on the paper. I didn't think of it. I understand that one outfit in the Pacific ate a peacock for Christmas. A peacock, that's a turkey with service stripes. And you know, Crosby didn't order any turkey this year. He's planning on eating a stork. That's the end of the joke. If he's smart, he'd plan on eating Sinatra. But the last time I celebrated Christmas with the men, we had turkey for dinner. I don't know exactly what part of the turkey I got, but if you put a mustache on it, you could call it Adolf. But enough. Enough of this side-splitting mirth. Yo-ho. Men, Christmas wouldn't be complete without all the tinsel on the tree, the gay colored lights, and all the fixtures.
That was Bob Hope performing for servicemen on Christmas Day, 1944. World War II was a time when America was fighting for its very existence, and America needed to cling to the spirit of Christmas. That was the kind of Christmas I grew up with. Sentimental, somewhat religious, and full of brotherhood and good cheer. That was the kind of Christmas old-time radio wanted to bring to America. Our first Christmas show tonight is Nick Carter's Christmas Adventure. Nick Carter is a hard-boiled detective and will be instantly recognizable to fans of the Firesign Theater, and everyone should be a fan of the Firesign Theater, as the model for Nick Danger Third Eye. From December 24, 1943, Nick Carter's Christmas Adventure.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction, Nick Carter, Master Detective. Tonight's curious adventure, a special Christmas story.
Nick Carter's Christmas Adventure, or the mystery of the reluctant contributor.
Well, Nick, we've been pretty lucky so far, haven't we?
Yes, Gubby, we have.
Which is another way of saying that folks are usually willing to contribute to your settlement house Christmas party every year, Nick.
You know, Scubby, I was just thinking about this last name on our list.
Yeah?
Rasper. I don't know him personally. Do you?
No, I don't, but somebody must have thought he was rich enough or interested enough in the work to make a substantial contribution. Oh, here's the... Hey, is this... Hey, Nick, what's that address again?
576 Milton Avenue.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And there's his name on the door plate. Well, let's take a look, Scubby.
Well, gosh, this doesn't make sense, Nick. A guy with dough doesn't hide away in a place like this.
Well, knock on the door anyhow.
Doesn't seem to be anybody here, Nick.
Now, hold it, Scubby. I hear someone coming.
Oh.
Who is it? I'm Nicholas Carter. May I speak to Mr. Rasper, please?
Nick Carter, eh?
Yes, yes. And this is my assistant, Scubby Wilson.
How do you do?
You, Mr. Rasper?
Yes. Well, come in, come in. It's cold out there. You're letting all the heat out.
Oh, beg your pardon. Come on, Scubby.
Yeah, I'm in, Nick. I'm in.
Well, what was it you wanted?
Well, Mr. Rasper, I've come to see if you would care to make a contribution to my Christmas party fund.
I never make contributions.
Oh, but you didn't let Nick finish, sir. The fund provides food and extra clothing for the needy and deserving
The
children.
charity department's still working, isn't it?
Well, of course, Mr. Rasper, but my object is to provide an inspiration for the young people who are underprivileged.
People who haven't got any money are always trying to get it from those who have.
Then you aren't interested in seeing that the children of the Lincoln Hall district are helped to a little happiness on Christmas Day?
No, I'm not. Christmas is old-fashioned. I don't believe in it. It's a waste of money and time. Good day.
Oh, well, Mr. Rasper, it's always been a lot of fun for me personally, and I must say that I've always felt better for celebrating it.
And I'm inclined to agree with Scubby, Mr. Rasper. Christmas has always been a bright spot in my life, and I feel sure that if you knew the good it has done throughout the world, it'd make you change your mind.
Rubbish.
Well, in any case, a Merry Christmas to you.
Good day to you. Merry Christmas, indeed. It's a lot of nonsense.
Come on, Nick. Let's get back to civilization.
You know, Scubby, that man's wealthy, no doubt about that. And yet he's soured on Christmas and everything it stands for.
You said a mouthful, Nick.
You know, Scubby, there must be reason why he thinks that way. And I'd like to find out what it is.
Yeah, but you haven't anything to work on, Nick.
Oh, no, Scubby, I haven't, not yet. But look here. I can finish up whatever has to be done this afternoon. Suppose you hop down to the newspaper office and go through the files there. There might just be something we could learn about Rasper that way.
Okay, Nick, I'll be glad to.
Then I'll have Riley check through the files at headquarters. It's a long shot, but something might turn up.
Sure, and maybe Patsy has run into something while she's been working down at the settlement house. She might know somebody who knows something about Rasper.
Yeah, she might have that. I'll ask her about it.
Okay.
And maybe with all of us working together on it, we may learn why Rasper's so dead set against Christmas. I'd certainly like to find out.
Hello, is that you, Nick? Riley talking. I've been through my files here, and I can't find anything charged against a man named Ben Rasper. No, he was licensed to do business with a man named Howard Lowe, but Lowe died some years ago. Otherwise, Rasper's just a successful businessman. Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you what, though, Nick. There's an old fella named Fred Anderson who used to be on the force who knows Rasper. Sure, you can find him at Lincoln Hall, where you're giving the party. He's the watchman there now. Okay, Nick, that's all right. See you tomorrow.
Hello. Oh, yes, Scubby? Oh, you did, huh? Sports remoter, huh? Well. What was that name again? Chris Baum. Why, yes, I recall. Oh, no, I'll be there in about an hour, sir. I want to call Patsy first. Right. And thanks, Scubby. Bye. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what... Hey, Patsy. How's everything, huh? Oh, fine. I'm coming down to the hall. Is there anything you want me to bring along? Uh-huh. Why, sure, I can do that. But will that be enough, though? Okay. Yeah, Scubby just called. Oh, he found out something about Rasper. What? You did, too? How old is he? Named Jimmy, huh? And he's coming to our party? Oh, fine, Patsy. Okay, I'll see you in a little while. Bye. Oh, that's fine. We've collected enough to do this year's party up right. Now let's get organized. Riley, your job will be to get the kids and the needy persons rounded up.
Oh, sure, Nick. I'll take care of it. I got your lists and the list from the social worker and from the church down there. And there are plenty of others who'll need a lift this year, believe me.
I know it, Riley, and I'll depend on you. Scubby, it's your job to see that the tree and decorations and gifts are taken care of.
Don't worry, Nick. Decorating is my middle name. I'll make Lincoln Hall look like $1 million in cash.
Good boy. And Patsy, you'll see to it that there's plenty to eat and drink for the party, so I won't have to worry about that. I'll take care of the bills, and you have the letters of credit the stores gave us. You know how to do that.
Sure thing, Nick. I've been through it with you often enough before. I ought to know what you want by this time.
What are you going to be doing, Nick?
Me? Well, Riley, I'm going to do a little detecting. I'm going to look into those tips you, Patsy, and Scubby gave me about those people who know Ben Rasper. And by the time I'm through, I hope to find out why it is that he hates Christmas the way he does. And then, maybe I'll be able to do something about it.
this is Rasper talking. Yes? I sent you the bill, didn't I? Well, what if it is due on the 27th? No, just because it's a holiday is no reason for bills to be unpaid. Goodbye. Darn fool nonsense, that's what it is. There's a lot of foolish...
Still talking big, ain't you, Rasper?
Who's there? What do you want?
Don't you remember me, Rasper?
No, I don't remember you. Who are you?
They used to call me the Kid. Chris the Kid.
Chris?
Sometimes known as the Human Flash.
Chris, you? Well?
It's been a long time, Rasper, hasn't it?
How'd you find me? Who sent you here?
A fellow named Nick Carter told me I'd find you here in your office, even if it is Christmas Eve.
Nick Carter? Oh, yes. Wanted me to give him some money for some fool party.
Oh, for the party at Lincoln Hall, I guess. He's never asked me for anything. Just gave me what I needed, when I needed it.
So he hired you to come here and take up my time to get...
No, he didn't send me here. Just said I'd find you here, that's all. I came here on my own accord, just to wish you a Merry Christmas. Thought you'd say that. Well, I don't mind, because it's on account of Nick Carter that I can stand on my own feet again. Not on account of you.
What's that?
You mind if I sit down? It was on Christmas Eve that we won our first fight, wasn't it?
Fight? Oh,
yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I can remember the noise of the crowd, the glare of the lights, and the smoke curling around, and the brightness over the ring, and you leaning over me with that wet towel.
You got him going, Chris. Another one like that last round, and you'll have him in the ropes for the count. How do you feel now, kid?
I'm okay, Rasper. Just let me at him. I don't have to wait anymore. It's my meat right now.
You take your orders from me, kid. I'm the brains here. When you get the signal from me, you give it to him.
Okay, Rasper. You're the boss.
Keep your shoulder high. Keep it up. That's right, kid. That's the ticket. Now you can take him. Get set. Take him, Chris. Now.
There were a lot of those little affairs after that, Rasper. And I always did what I was told, huh?
Yes. You're a good fighter, Chris. Good fighter.
I made a lot of money for us in those fights, Rasper.
Well,
a lot of money.
The old days, Chris. Lots of water's gone under lots of bridges since then.
I know. And the percentage you paid me didn't last long either. It went just like that water. But I didn't care much about things like that. Till the day a friend of mine came and gave me a warning tip. That started me thinking.
Oh, kid, how do you feel?
Oh, hello, Rasper. Where you been? I wanted to talk to you.
I've been around. What's up?
I got a tip today that you're signing up Timmy O'Day. You're going to manage him.
Who told you that?
Never mind. Is it true?
That depends.
Depends on what?
Look, kid, you're getting slow. O'Day's fresh. He'll be the next champ. If he wins this fight with you tonight, I'm taking him over.
If I win tonight?
I'm taking O'Day over anyhow. We've been together a long time, kid, and it don't pay to get into too much of a rut.
So that's all it means to you, is it? Money. The payoff, huh? What about all the years we've known each other? What about the things we've been through? Why, you know...
Don't get yourself all in a sweat, kid. It isn't good for you. You'll get your cut anyway. Don't worry. You'll get your cut. I'll see you later.
Rasper, what'll I do? Tell me what to do. I can't see him. My eyes all puffed up. He's cutting me to ribbons. Tell me what to do, Rasper.
Don't bother me, kid. Use your own judgment. You're on your own, as of now.
But, Rasper, you always...
You're on your own, kid.
I can still see you sitting there in the ring corner, laughing at me. But that was the last thing I saw for a long time. O'Day saw to that. You must have coached him pretty thorough about my style. And then you really cashed in. Well, I haven't got much myself, but I'm still able to wish you a Merry Christmas, Rasper. Although I don't think you'll ever have one.
Chris,
I got some things to do, Rasper. Carter asked me to pick up some things for the party at Lincoln Hall tomorrow. We always have a swell time at Carter's Christmas parties. Too bad you can't enjoy anything like that anymore. Well, as I said before, Rasper, Merry Christmas.
How can a man work with his mind whirling like a merry-go-round? Christmas Eve. God, it's a fine excuse for people to go around yelling at each other in the streets. Disturbing a man when he wants to get some work done. Oh, I might as well close the office and get some rest. Would have been home by now if the kid, Chris, hadn't
taking up so much time. What Chris does for a living now. Wonder if... it's none of my concern. Get home and get some sleep. That's what I need. Who's that? I'm closing up. Come back tomorrow morning.
Oh, I'm glad I got here before you left, Ben.
Who is it?
It's Nina, Ben.
Oh, Nina.
I only stopped by to speak to you for a moment. It's getting quite late, and
Well, sit down for a moment, Nina.
Oh, thank you.
Here, let me get your chair.
I suppose it's rather bold of me to come after all this time, but
Why, no, Nina, no. I'm glad you did. Is there something you want?
Oh, no. No, there's nothing you can do for me, Ben. Jimmy and I are doing very nicely. I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. I was in the neighborhood doing some shopping for the party that Mr. Carter's giving at Lincoln Hall tomorrow, and
How is he, Nina? Jimmy, I mean.
Oh, he's fine, Ben. He's full of life and interested in everything. He has a good head on his shoulders, and he's very handsome, too.
Oh, that's fine. Just fine.
You're looking a little tired, Ben. Are you feeling well?
Yes, of course. I've been working hard, that's all. I don't spend much time at home. Not much reason to.
That's the way you wanted it, Ben. Don't you remember?
Nina, where are you?
Oh, Jimmy, there's Daddy. Now, wait here for Mommy like a good boy, won't you? I'm coming, Ben. I've been keeping your dinner warm for you. I hope you'll... What's the matter, Ben? You look as if
That's nothing, Nina, nothing. I'm in a hurry, that's all.
Well, you're always in a hurry, aren't you? Never have time for...
Where's my dinner?
Sit down, Ben. I'll have it for you right away. This plate is hot now. Be careful that you don't burn yourself.
I won't. Salt, please.
Here you are, dear. Ben, when you've finished, won't you take time enough out of your business to help me get the tree decorated? I know Jimmy's too young to know much about it, but I'd love to have his Christmas all ready for him in the morning. Look, I'll put him to sleep right away, and then we can start. See, I have some holly and mistletoe for the fireplace, and some...
I won't have time for that, Nina.
But, Ben, it's Christmas Eve. Surely you
I have to get back to the office. I'm putting on a championship match for O'Day in January, and the things have gone haywire. Something that can't wait till tomorrow. I have to get it organized right away, that's all.
Ben, this is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow will be Jimmy's first Christmas. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
You and Jimmy celebrate Christmas any way you want to, Nina. I've something more important to do. Business is more important than sentiment. You certainly can see that.
Yes, Ben. I can see that. I've been seeing it more and more during the last few years. I thought that when Jimmy came, maybe you would... No, I was wrong, wasn't I, Ben? You'd even let your love for business break up our home.
Break up our... Oh, don't be melodramatic, Nina.
I'm not being melodramatic, Ben. I'm trying to be very calm and quiet about it. I've had a lot of time to think when I've sat alone here night after night. And those days on end when you've been away attending to your business.
And what has come out of all this thinking you've done?
Just this, Ben. I'm not going on any longer. Either you belong to your family, or your family will get along without you.
I have to rush, Nina. Good night.
Good night, Ben. It's goodbye. Jimmy and I are leaving tonight.
Look, I haven't time to talk about it with you now, Lena. By the way, this will probably take most of the night.
Good night. Goodbye, Ben, and Merry Christmas.
I never had much of a chance to make it up to you, Nina.
You've had all the chance you wanted, Ben.
But, Nina,
I just dropped by to say hello and to give you a wish for happiness during the holidays. It's hard not to share with you the joy I have with Jimmy. I wish you could see his eyes dance at Mr. Carter's Christmas parties. Unfortunately, on what little I make, we can't very well afford to have our Christmas at home, but somehow we don't miss it. Everybody has such a grand time at Mr. Carter's party, and Jimmy does enjoy every minute that he's there. Goodness, I'll have to be on my way. Jimmy's waiting for me, and I have to make one more stop for Mr. Carter. Good night, Ben, and Merry Christmas.
This stuff doesn't taste like anything. Nothing at all. can't understand what's got into me. It's good food, fixed the same as it always is. It just doesn't taste right, that's all. What's that? Someone at the door this time of the night? I'm coming.
Hello, Ben. It's Fred Anderson. Glad I found you at home.
I'm always at home this time of night.
Yes, I suppose you are, Ben. Can I come in?
Of course.
I brought your package, Ben. Nick Carter sent me around with it. Said you'd probably be here alone tomorrow and he'd like you to have it.
Carter? What's Carter sending me?
You might open it and see, Ben. I'm no mind reader.
Can't see any reason why Carter would want to... Bottle of port wine. Let me see the card. Merry Christmas from Nick Carter. What's the idea? You know anything about this, Fred?
No, but Nick Carter's a funny duck. Does lots of things people don't expect him to.
Why, I don't even know the man. Only saw him once, and then... you want a glass of this wine, Fred?
Don't mind if I do, Ben. Seeing as it's Christmas Eve, I don't mind at all.
There's some glasses here somewhere. Say, how do you open this thing?
Here, I'll do it for you, Ben. Yeah, that does it. Well, go ahead, you open it.
Eh? Oh, yes, all right.
Well, there, ain't you drinking with me, Ben?
Huh? Oh. Yes, I will.
That's the ticket. Well, here's Merry Christmas for you, Ben.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Well, how have you been keeping yourself, Fred?
Oh, I've been sort of working around Lincoln Hall since I was retired from the force.
I see.
You know, while I was coming here tonight, I was thinking about those old days when I walked a beat. Funny, most folks call them the good old days, but I don't.
You did all right in those times, didn't you?
Oh, sure, I got along. I was just thinking about the different attitudes folks have nowadays toward being given a hand. They appreciate it more, it seems to me.
Charity's still charity, Fred. That hasn't changed.
Guess it's all in the point of view, Ben. I guess you haven't changed with the times. That night I met you near the bridge. I was sure you were going to see that you were headed in the wrong direction and wake up in time. Remember that night, Ben? It was Christmas Eve. You'd just come from the arena. They'd handed you your walking papers because you'd let them down cold.
Oh, Merry Christmas, officer.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, sir. Well, what you doing out on a night like this, Ben? I thought you'd be up at the arena getting the New Year's fights lined up.
What? Oh, it's you, Anderson. No, I'm not at the arena anymore.
That's so. What happened?
They decided tonight they'd rather have Davis take over my job. Fine Christmas present that is.
Well, that's tough news, Ben. What you going to do now?
I don't know. I can't seem to think straight.
Oh, that's a crazy way for a man like you to talk. On a Christmas Eve, too?
Christmas Eve. That's never been anything but a jinx to me. First I get stuck with that no-good fighter all day. Then Nina leaves me and takes my son with her. And now the arena throws me out.
Well, maybe you better stop and find out what it is you're doing wrong, Ben. Maybe you're the one that's to blame, not Christmas Eve.
They all take advantage of me. I made all the money I could for them, but I'm not going to do it anymore.
Now, take it easy, Ben. Take it easy. You better go home and think it over.
I have thought it over, Fred, and I know what the answer is. I'm going to make money for myself and nobody else. I'll show these people. I'll make so much money they'll come crawling to me on their knees. I won't have to ask for anybody's sympathy.
You don't pay to think like that, Ben. You'll regret it. Now, look. I know that Bill Boynton, who runs the shoe store down on Elm Street, is looking for a man to buy in with him. Why don't
Me
you...
work in a shoe store? Not in your life, Fred. I'm going after the big money. Big money. That's the only thing people understand, and I'm going to get it.
Well, now you got it, Ben. You're one of the richest men in town. And what's it got you?
Why, I don't know.
Ben, it's too bad you don't get around and see what nice people there are in the world. People like this Carter fella, for instance. Does a man good to know people like him. Makes you feel there really is a Santa Claus to see him bring the smiles to the kids' faces at those parties he gives down at Lincoln Hall. Oh, well, I'll be getting back there now, Ben. I've got a big day tomorrow. I'm not as young as I used to be. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Ben. I'll tell Nina I saw you. She'll be at the party tomorrow with young Jimmy. Good night, Ben.
Okay, everybody, quiet now. Come on. That's right. We'll have 4 games later on. Now, if you'll all right up along the wall over there, march around here by the tree. Lieutenant Riley will hand you your gift. Then you go around to the table there and get your refreshments. Come on now, line up. That's it. That's the ticket. Now, march around here. Come on. Take your time now.
Well, Patsy, how's it going?
Oh, Nick, it's wonderful. They're having a grand time.
Oh, that's fine, Patsy. Hey, Patsy, look. Over there by the door. What do you see?
Where, Nick? Oh, well, who's that?
That, Patsy, is Ben Rasper. Oh, I hope he's come to join the party.
For heaven's sake, so that's the man I've heard so much about. Well, you look scared to death, Nick.
Look, Patsy. Will you go over and make him welcome?
Oh, of course, Nick.
Good.
Hello there. Merry Christmas. I'm Patsy Bowen.
Oh.
Won't you join us?
How do you do? I hope I'm not... Do you mind if I just watch?
Oh, of course not. Come right in.
I wanted to thank Mr. Carter for the gift he sent, and I...
Nick's right over there near the tree. Come along.
Children seem to be enjoying themselves, don't they?
They certainly do. There's Lieutenant Riley handing out the gifts there. And Scotty Wilson with him, standing next to Mr. Carter.
Yes, I met Mr. Wilson.
Just look at Lieutenant Riley. He's having as much fun as the children.
So I see. Oh, there's a nice-looking boy there, Miss... what's his name?
Where?
That one over there.
Oh, that's Jimmy. He's a nice boy. His mother was a big help to me in getting the refreshments ready. There she is over there on the far side of the hall with the table, see?
Oh, yes. Her son.
Yes.
Yes,
Nick?
I see.
Oh, Nick, we have a new guest.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Rasper. Merry Christmas. I'm glad you could join us. Thank you, Mr. Carter. I came to express my appreciation for the gift you sent me. I hardly know how to...
Make nothing of it, Mr. Rasper. Your being here's thanks enough for me.
Mr. Carter, that little boy coming along the line there, Jimmy, I think his name is. Do you think I might give him... could I hand him his gift, do you think?
Why, certainly. Riley. Mr. Rasper here wants to lend a hand. Can you use him?
Sure thing, Nick. Come along, Mr. Rasper.
Thank you, Mr.
Go ahead.
Carter.
You just hand them these packages as they come along, Mr. Rasper. And enjoy yourself, man.
I will. There, little girl. Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
Say, she liked it, didn't she?
Well, they all appreciate a little kindness, Mr. Rasper. Now, here's a gift for that little boy there.
Hello, Jimmy. Here you are. And a Merry Christmas, son.
Oh, well, that was the day for you. Gosh, I haven't had so much fun since last year.
You played those games harder than any two kids in the bunch, Scubby.
Yeah, and lost practically every time.
You're kidding. Well, you really have to be in condition to keep up with these kids. Boy, they're wonders. Hey, where do they get all that energy?
That will be one of the world's great mysteries forever, Scubby. Nick, what are you thinking so hard about?
Oh, I was just thinking of the way Mr. Rasper took to the party.
Oh?
Hey, don't you mean the way the party took to Mr. Rasper, Nick?
Yeah, I never saw a man open up the way he did. Why, it was wonderful. The children just flocked around him.
And that's one of the greatest jobs that Nick Carter ever did.
What do you mean, Riley?
Well, Patsy, you'll never believe it, but when Nick and I went to see Rasper to get a contribution to the party, he was the hardest case of unadulterated unpleasantness I ever saw. But somehow Nick managed to get under his skin and bring out, well, what you saw tonight.
Well, for heaven's sake. How did you do it, Nick?
Well, it wasn't difficult, Patsy. You see, I could see when we first spoke to Rasper that he was fighting something. But I didn't know what it was. But from what Riley, Scubby, and you told me, I found that 3 different times Christmas Eve had brought him bad luck. First, the fight O'Day. Then Mrs. Rasper had left Rasper on a Christmas Eve, taking his son Jimmy with her. And third, he'd lost his promoter's connection at the arena, also on Christmas Eve. Well, the whole thing added up. Rasper associated Christmas Eve with a list of unfortunate incidents and fought anything that suggested the holidays to him. He made a lot of money, but it never brought him happiness. The big thing for me was to make him realize that people and Christmas meant good and not evil. And from what I saw this afternoon, the Rasper family and the whole neighborhood, for that matter, is going to benefit by his awakening to that realization.
Oh, Nick, that's wonderful. You deserve a kiss for that.
Oh, thanks, Patsy. I'm glad you feel that way, too. You know, I'm happier this evening because of Mr. Rasper than I would be if I'd solved 20 murders. He's made this a really Merry Christmas for all of us. This has been another of the strange adventures of Nick Carter, Master Detective, which are brought to you regularly at this time by WOR Mutual. What's your story going to be about next time, Nick?
It's a little different from the usual story because it started out with Nick himself being the victim of a holdup.
Yes, and the men who held me up turned out to be innocent after all.
Sounds a trifle complicated to me.
It was. Complicated, but interesting. And it gave me plenty of trouble before I found the solution.
Including a sore throat that almost finished Nick Carter.
A sore throat? Why should that be dangerous?
Because it was the kind that you get from a rope around your neck.
Hey, wait a minute. You mean...
All the rest of the story you get 2 weeks from tonight, not now. So long, everybody.
So long.
So long, both of you. In the strange adventure you have just heard, Nick Carter was impersonated by Lon Clark, Patsy by Helen Choate, and Scubby by John Kane. The story was written for Nick Carter by Humphrey Davis. Original music was played by Lou White. The entire production was under the direction of Jock McGregor. 2 weeks from tonight, at the same time, listen to another curious experience of Nick Carter entitled
The Double Disguise, or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Kidnapped Heiress.
This story is a copyrighted feature of Street and Smith Publications, Incorporated. The Return of Nick Carter is produced in the studios of WOR and is broadcast over most of these stations Monday evenings at 9:30 Eastern Wartime. This is Mutual.
That was Nick Carter's Christmas Adventure, broadcast Christmas evening, 1943. There were many Christmas traditions on old-time radio. Jack Benny's annual Christmas shopping trip was one of these traditions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to one of Hollywood's biggest department stores, where we find...
Gee, this store is crowded. Everybody pushing and shoving. Here, give me your hand, Mary.
Let go of me. My name's Tilly.
Oh, pardon me, lady. Mary, where are you?
Over here in men's garters.
Well, take them off and stick to me. Now, let's see. What's first on my list? 4 shirts, 6 handkerchiefs, 3 pair of socks, 2 hand towels. Oh, darn it, this is my laundry list. I sent some stuff out this morning.
I thought you did your own.
I was too busy this week.
Oh.
Anyway, I know what I want. Now, let me see. First, I want to get a little gold-plated keychain for Phil.
Yeah, there's something he doesn't need.
He does, too. He always carries a lot of keys in his pockets.
That guy knows more doors.
Yeah.
Here's the counter right over here.
Oh, yes. Pardon me, sir. I'd like to buy a chain.
Dog, watch, or daisy?
Look, and I want a key chain, for keys.
How about a nice fountain pen?
I don't want a fountain pen. I want a chain.
How can you write a letter with a chain?
Now, look, young man, I don't want to write a letter.
Oh, you don't, eh?
No.
Guys like you that cause all the trouble in this country.
What trouble? Now, wait a minute. Do you want to sell me a chain or not?
I wouldn't sell you a chain if you were an elk's tooth.
Oh, come on, Mary. Let's go.
Why don't you take the fountain pen, Jack? Phil could lead the orchestra with it.
All right. How much is that fountain pen?
$4.
All right, here you are. Wrap it up, and I haven't got all day.
Okay.
Fresh guy. Hey, what's the idea of wrapping that pen in a blotter?
It leaks a little.
$4 for a leaky pen. I ought to have you fired.
You can't do it.
Why not?
I don't work here.
It's a fine store.
Let's go to the toy department, Jack. I want to get some dolls for a couple of kids I know.
Yeah, I wonder where it is. Wait here, Mary. I'll ask the floor walker. Pardon me, sir. Could you direct me to the toy department?
The toy department? Yes. You take the elevator.
Where's the perfume counter, please?
2 aisles to the right, madame, and straight ahead. Now, what was it you wanted?
The toy department.
Oh,
please.
Yes, the toy department. You take the elevator.
Excuse me, where do I get Christmas cards?
3rd floor, center aisle.
Thank you.
Now, let's see. You wanted...
The toy department, please.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. You take the
Oh,
elevator.
floor walker, have you seen my little boy?
Madam, I've seen thousands of little boys.
Well, that's not the one. Goodbye.
Now, look, mister.
Oh, pardon me. You wanted lampshades, didn't you?
No, I wanted toys. The toy department.
Oh, of course. Now, you take the elevator.
I've taken it 3 times already. My goodness.
Well, don't get huffy about it.
I'm not getting huffy, and I don't want any back talk. Got a good mind to report you. What's your name?
Woo-Woo Smith.
Oh.
Hey, Jack, I found out where it is. It's on the 4th floor.
Okay, Mary, let's take the elevator. You now stay close to me.
Oh, Jack, look. There's
What?
Kenny over by the ladies' hosiery counter.
Oh, he finally did it. Where? Oh, yeah.
Look at him blushing.
Let's sneak over, huh?
Now, young man, for the 10th time, what do you want?
Well, Oh, you laugh.
Oh, come on now, please. I'm very busy.
All right, I want a pair of stockings.
What kind?
For legs.
Oh, hello, Kenny.
Oh, hello, Jack. Boy, what I've just gone through.
Well, come along with us. We're going up to the toy department. You can get the stockings later.
Okay.
Here's the elevator, Jack.
Yeah.
Going up. Watch your step, please.
Let's get in quick. It's awfully crowded here.
Hey, you, stop pushing.
I'm not pushing, lady. I'm just trying to get in the elevator.
Well, you don't have to get rough about it, you communist.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's all you can expect from a guy that drives a Maxwell.
I'll ignore that. Oh, Kenny. Kenny. Hey, Mary, we lost Kenny.
We did not. I'm standing on him.
Standing on him?
Yeah.
Going up. Hang on to your hats.
Darn store.
Second floor. Flat iron, sofa pillows, submarines, aspirin tablets, and horseradish. Going up.
Say, boy, this elevator's awfully crowded, isn't
You
it?
should see it on bank night.
It sure is packed.
Breathe in, Jack, so I can breathe out.
Quiet.
Third floor. Stuffed furniture, stuffed owls, stuffed celery, and stuff.
Stuff?
Next stop, Albuquerque.
What is this, a train?
I think so. I got a cinder in my eye.
That's my heel.
Fourth floor, darning needles, knitting needles, hypodermic needles, and Needles, California.
Aren't the toys on this floor?
There must be. This is the end of the line.
Come on, Mary and Kenny.
Going down, all aboard.
Mary, get away from those tracks. Now, let's see. Where are the toys?
There's the floor walker. Ask him.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, sir. Where's the doll department?
The doll department?
Yes.
You won't tell anybody, will you?
No. You can trust me.
It's the third aisle to the left, center section. Look for the lady in black.
Gee, everybody's nuts around here. I know.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. We're looking for something in dolls.
Oh, we have a lovely assortment. Now, here's an original Shirley Temple doll. Oh, gee, that's cute, Jack. When you lay it down, here's what happens.
Oh, isn't that marvelous?
Oh, she says the same thing every time.
What do you want from a doll? The Gettysburg Address? That isn't what I want anyway.
Look, Jack, here's a nice one. Popeye the Sailor.
That's Popeye. Popeye.
If you're looking for a novelty, here's something brand new this year. An Andy Devine doll.
An Andy Devine doll? Gee, Mary, it does look like Andy. Curly hair, big smile.
Baggy pants and everything.
Yeah. How does it work, miss?
Well, you wind it up like this and he talks. Listen.
Hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck.
Oh, isn't he cute, Mary?
Oh, he's
Hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck.
Oh, it's all run down. Wind it up again, Mary.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that tickles.
Hey, Kenny, have you seen this doll? It talks.
It does?
Yeah.
Hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck, hiya, Buck. Hiya, Buck.
Hello, Andy.
Hiya, Kenny, hiya, Kenny, hiya, Kenny, hiya, Kenny, blah.
Well, that's the most marvelous thing I've ever seen. I'll take this one, miss.
Oh, Jack, look at Santa Claus over there sitting in that sleigh.
Geez, all dressed up in red.
Let's go over and see him. He looks so fat and jolly. Come on, we'll talk to him, huh?
Oh, this ought to be fun.
Gee, I'm scared.
Funny, I feel just like a kid again.
Go ahead, talk to him, Jack.
Oh, I don't want. He might ask me if I've been a good boy.
Ah, go on, Jack.
All right. Hello, Santa Claus.
Hello, stranger.
Hey, Schlepperman.
Quiet, I'm Kris Kringle now.
Well, tell me, Schlepp, how do you happen to be Santa Claus?
I don't know. I came in here to buy a suit, and they sold me a red one.
Well, Schlepp, it is kind of loud there.
I feel like a stoplight. Well, Mary, tell Santa Claus. What do you want for Christmas, eh?
Can you put a mink coat in my stocking?
Why, certainly.
Boy, you are Santa Claus.
So am I, and you know it. Kenny, tell Santa Claus what you want.
Oh, I'm too big for that stuff.
Ah, speak up, Kenny boy. What would you like to find in your stockings Christmas morning?
Me, my feet are cold.
Oh, you're too practical there.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, little boy.
Look, Santa Claus is my papa.
He is?
Sure. Hey, Santa Claus, ain't you my papa?
Go home, Pincus. You're spoiling the illusion.
So that's your little boy. Well, tell me, Schlepp, what does your wife think of you being Santa Claus?
My, Jackie, she's overdoing it. Every night when I come home for supper, she feeds me reindeer.
Reindeer for supper. How do you like it?
Fine, but the horns give me indigestion.
Well, we got to be running along. Say goodbye to Santa Claus.
Goodbye, Sandy.
Goodbye, kiddies.
Hey, Schlepp, when am I going to see you again?
Well, I'll tell you, Jack. I'll be coming down your chimney when I come. I'll be coming down your chimney when I come.
You'll be coming down my chimney.
He'll be coming down your chimney.
I'll be coming down when smoke gets in my eyes.
He'll be coming down the chimney when he...
Can't you hear me calling when the snow is gently falling?
He'll be coming down the chimney when he...
I would like a cup of tea with a banjo on my knee.
He'll be coming down the chimney. He'll be coming down the chimney.
I'll be coming down the chimney when I... Chimney, 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 chimney. Figaro, 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 Figaro! Ha, 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 ha,
Better watch out. You better.
I'm trying to tell a story.
Jack,
I mean, you don't have to sing to me.
Santa Claus is coming.
I want to tell a story.
He's making a list and checking it twice.
Jack Benny and cast from December 12, 1937.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Listen now, Jack.
Our next old-time radio show is Duffy's Tavern, a wonderful sitcom in which we never meet the title character Duffy. Instead, the star of the show is Archie, the manager of Duffy's Tavern, played by Ed Gardner, who also co-wrote and co-created the series. Duffy's Tavern truly was one of the very funniest shows of all old-time radio, and you're in for a treat. Duffy's Tavern from December 21, 1945. Archie's Christmas Carol.
Santa Claus is coming to town on Tuesday. Listen, 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 listen. Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's Friday night, so we take you now to Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Vitalis and Minute Rub, two products that will pay you to remember. Minute Rub, modern chest rub, Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Minute Rub, Vitalis.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. What do you eat? Meat to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Hello, Duffy. Merry Christmas to you. By the way, we got 2 more Christmas cards tonight. Well, one from Colucci, the fruit peddler. Yeah, very pretty card, too. It's got his coat of arms. 2 crossed bananas with a tomato rampant in the background. Yeah, and the other one's from Cavendish, the undertaker.
Yeah, it says wishing you a joyous and Merry Christmas and a short but Happy New Year. P.S. Drop in and see our new Christmas wrappings. Yeah, you ought to be here, Duffy. Already the joint is reeking with Christmassy odor. Yeah, we're even putting on a show tonight, the Christmas Carol. Well, it's an old play by Charles Dickens. Dickens, as in go too deep. You know, the guy's a very famous writer, Duffy. He wrote David Copperfield, the Picnic Papers. That other one about the dame, you know, Oliver's Twist. Look, Duffy, I'm busy now. I got to rewrite the Christmas Carol. Yeah, well, I got to fix it up, you know. Some of the grammar is a little old-fashioned. I'll call you back, Duffy. Merry Christmas. Okay. Hey, Eddie.
Yes, sir?
Look, it's Christmas. Why do you say we kind of infest the joint with a little Christmas flavor? Leave us put some mistletoes around and some holly wreaths, huh?
Oh, we've practically got a holly wreath already. The customers at the bar is turning red, and the ones that just finished eating are turning green.
Eddie, will you cut out the whiz me? I'm serious. Now, what could we do to make the joint a little more Christmassy?
We could get a nice snow effect by whitewashing the sawdust.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sure, and I could trot around under the table with a little cask of brandy tied around my neck.
Yeah, that'd be cute, like one of them St. Bernstein dogs. Good old Christmas. By the way, I wonder what Duffy is going to give us for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I wonder. Hey, you know, I kind of got my heart set on the Hope Diamond.
You hope. What'd he give you last year again?
Monogram dustpan.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, it makes a nice set with the monogram broom he gave me the year before.
Now, look, Eddie, don't be bitter. After all, Duffy ain't really such a bad guy.
No, he ain't such a bad guy.
No.
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 No. Well, so long. This is where I get off.
Eddie, you're bitter. Remember that Christmas dinner he gave us last year? The celery and the chestnuts and the cranberries.
And the cover charge?
Ah, he was kidding. That big whole roast pig with the apple in its mouth.
What?
Hello, Finnegan. Where's the apple?
What apple?
Skip, it's just a little picture you happened to conjure into my mind. Anyways, Merry Christmas to you, Finnegan.
Merry Christmas to you, Arch. By the way, that brings up a subject.
What?
Arch, I'd like to ask you a question.
Oh? What's the question?
Well, Arch, promise me you'll tell me the truth.
I promise.
Okay. Arch, is there a Santa Claus?
Well, bless your heart, Finnegan. What brought this on?
I was over to Macy's this morning, and on the 5th floor there was a tall, skinny Santa Claus, and I get down to the 3rd floor, and there's a short, fat Santa Claus. Frankly, Arch, I'm beginning to smell a rat. Now, tell me, will you?
Look, I don't want to be no stool pigeon. I'd rather you'd ask somebody else.
So, well, who am I going to ask, Arch? You asked me little brother Wilford, and he says there ain't no Santa Claus, but what does he know? He's only a child.
Look, you put me in a very bad position.
Well, you got to tell me, Arch. I'm old enough to know. And I'm going to find out sooner or later anyway.
Finnegan, please, I'd rather that somebody else...
Oh, come on, Arch. You told me about the stork, didn't you? Believe me, this is important to me.
Well, why? Why is it so important?
Well, I ain't smart enough to keep a job. I can't read. I can't write. I don't like girls. If there's no Santa Claus, what have I got to live for?
Well, okay, Finnegan, you asked for it. You see, this Santa Claus thing started, you see, there's the birds and the bees and the flowers.
Yeah.
And, Finnegan, turn your eyes the other way, will you? That's better. Now you asked me if there's a Santa Claus. So prepare yourself, Finnegan.
Go ahead, Arch. I can take it.
Finnegan, There is no...
Arch.
No truth to the rumor that there is no Santa Claus. There is a Santa Claus.
Oh, boy, what a load up in me mind. Santa Claus, did you come in and do that?
These are adults. Hello? Oh, just a second. Eddie, it's your girlfriend, Sonia Jones.
Oh, my. The first official sign of Christmas. Hello. Oh, hello, Sonia. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Huh? Sure, I love you, sugar. What you doing? Is you alone, baby? Well, ain't that a man's voice out here? Or you're listening to the news on the radio? Sonia, how long has Gable Heater been calling you honey? No, I'm just suspicious. Yeah, baby. I know I'm always in your heart. Yeah. But, honey, who's that that's always in your apartment? Huh? Well, Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. By the way, extend the season's greetings to Gable Heater for me. That's bad news tonight.
Look, Eddie, why do you let that Sonia kick you around like this? What are you, man or you mouse?
Pass the cheese.
Say, Archie.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy. Hey, what's the matter with you today?
Why?
Well, you look even more battered than usual.
Yeah, and that's just the way I feel. Gee, Archie, those department stores are terrible. You try to get near a counter and you take your life in your hands. They push you around, tear your stockings, step on your toes, gouge your eyes out.
Well, what were you trying to buy?
Nothing, I was just browsing.
Well, that starts our conversation this evening on a nice idiotic basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I hear you're going to put on a Christmas show tonight.
Yes.
Well, needless to say, you'll want me to sing.
On the contrary, equally needless. You and that foghorn falsetto. That off-coloratura. You are not going
Now
to...
listen here, you big dope.
Look, Miss Duffy, leave us not fight tonight. It's the Christmas season, and I'm in too good a mood. In fact, I'm so happy, I'd like to kiss you. Blindfolded, of course. Okay, you can sing in the show. Mr. Melnick.
Yeah,
Look, we're going to need some Christmassy background music for the show tonight. Are you equipped?
We're loaded, Jackson.
In what way, Phil? How are you loaded?
I got a kid named Robert Maxwell that's murder on this Christmas stuff. A harp player.
Harp player, huh? Good idea. Duffy will love it. It's his native music. Okay, we'll put the kid in the show.
Say, Archie.
Yes, Mr. Miller?
Can you use me in the Christmas show?
Well, yeah, maybe you could announce it. Give me a sample, for instance. What would you say?
Well, I don't know. Maybe something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Duffy's Tavern takes great pleasure in presenting its Christmas show, starring that famous hair grooming preparation, Vitalis.
Very good. Very good. Then I suppose you had in mind a ballet, maybe, where four men with tight, dry scalps dance around a bottle of Vitalis? While the band plays hair, the gang's all hair?
Well, no, Archie. The orchestra would play Here, Here, Vitalis is Almost Here.
Very sharp. Pull up your podium and pray continue.
Well, yeah, pretty soon now, Vitalis will be back. Back to keep your dry, unruly hair well groomed. And without that plastered-down patent leather shine. Yes, pretty soon you'll be able to use Vitalis and the 60-second workout to loosen your tight, dry scalp, rout loose dandruff, and help prevent excessive falling hair. Shortages will soon be relieved. And then you'll be able to get original, genuine Vitalis, the hair grooming preparation that's been the standby of so many men for so long.
Okay, Eddie, we're all set. Now give me that bung starter. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, each year we present our centennial Christmas show. Now, that moment has just become ripe. So, I want you all to enjoy the show. Applaud when you like. Be merry. Have laughs. In other words, feel free to vent your spleen in any way you wish. So, without no further ado, leave us on with the show. Carry on, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. Duffy's Tavern brings you Christmas music. Christmas drama.
But Santa Claus, suppose my husband comes home and finds you here.
Christmas humor.
Do you think we will have a white Christmas, darling?
Well, it will if it don't rain, dear. And now on with the show. For our first act this evening, we give you that beloved little entertainer, your waiter and mine, Eddie Green. To know him is to tip him. Take it, Eddie.
You better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Coming on down to Harlem Town. Oh, my. Hey! And you got to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming with his bag full of jive, Mr. 5x5. Sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows how good you've been. So if you meet him face to face, say, solid old man, give me some skin. He's got no reindeers, ain't got no sled, but he's on his way and he's coming instead on the act you such a freak at the Santa.
Thank you very much, Eddie Green. Now, for our next act, we reach into our Christmas grab bag, and what do we pull out? None other than Mr. Robert Maxwell, the world's greatest harpist. Okay, Robert, take us on the Miller side with a reach beat hubcap and send us solid with that old riff-raff sad sack, kid. Okay, take it away, Robert Maxwell. Huh? Well, Duffy, you gotta give the guy credit. He plays the thing with his bare hands. What? Mrs. Duffy says she would like to have a little more Christmas schmaltz, huh? Okay, boss. Look, Matty, can the kid jive out a little more dig beat with a riff on the schmaltz side?
What?
Oh, I see I'm talking to a square. Duffy says he would like something a little more befitting to the occasion of the season.
Well, how about White Christmas?
Okay, let him chop it away in the gut bucket. that thing ever has any little ukuleles, name one after me. Now, to continue our cruise down Santa Claus Lane, we next hear from that great singing duet, Clifton Finnegan and Miss Duffy. Better known as half a wit and a near miss. This is Third Avenue's answer to the atomic bomb. Okay, take it away.
Sleigh bells ring.
Are you listening? Are you listening? Into the night. Over tonight. About the dawn of the sun of the lake. Are you
Finnegan and Miss Duffy, you sounded like Jeanette MacDonald with a half Nelson on Eddie. And now, we have a surprise act for you. Mr. Marvin Miller, our genial master of ceremonies, will beleaguer us with a poem. Go right ahead, Mr. Miller.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the nation, people had chest colds and that stuffed-up sensation.
Just a second. Wait a minute. I think I can finish that for you. With his sleigh full of minute rub over housetops and spires came Santa Claus shouting, "On, Bristol, on, Myers." Okay, Mr. Miller, you may now lapse into prose, if you please.
Well, just to say that Minute Rub, a really modern chest rub, is wonderful to help relieve that uncomfortable cold misery. All you do is rub Minute Rub on your throat, chest, and back, and in a minute, Minute Rub gets to work and starts to relieve that clogged-up feeling in the nose and throat. Starts to bring a feeling of warmth to those tight, sore chest muscles. And because Minute Rub is greaseless and stainless, it can't stain clothes or bed linens. So get a jar of Minute Rub and get relief from annoying cold misery the modern way, the greaseless, stainless Minute Rub way.
Okay, Mr. Miller, you may now announce the big piece of resistance.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present The Christmas Carol, written by the Dickens boys, Charles and Archie. As our scene opens, we find Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Archie, preparing to go to bed in his miserable little room on Piccadilly Square. All England is agog with Yuletime spirit. But for miserable old Ebenezer Scrooge, there is no Christmas. At the moment, we find him in an ugly mood, writing in his diary.
Dear diary, had a pleasant day today. Bankrupted 3 widows, foreclosed 12 mortgages, and drove 9 families out into the snow. Barefooty, of course.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sire.
Oh, it is my butler, Godfrey. What do you want, my man Godfrey?
It's getting mighty cold in here. Do you think we can afford to throw another twig on the fire?
Heavens to Betsy, man, you threw one on last Friday. Do you think these twigs grow on trees?
I know, but it's getting cold in here. There's icicles on the window.
So what, ain't you never seen icicles on a window before?
Not on the inside, sire. Oh, before I forget, the widow Scratchit called this morning.
Scratchit. Is, she the widow of Willie Scratchit? I mean, Willie Scratchit?
Yes. She's the one you work to death squeezing limes in your lime house. She said you promised to pay her a pension of 2 pence a week.
Well, get rid of her, Godfrey. If I have to go around paying 2 pence a week to every widow in Wessex, I wouldn't have a pair of pence to me name. Besides, it ain't my fault if that husband of hers didn't save nothing out of what I gave him every week.
But, sire, how much can one save out of 10 lashes a week?
Bah, humbug.
But the widow's downstairs starving, sire. Can't we at least give her a piece of bread?
Oh, leave her starve. Them poor people is all alike.
Greedy, huh, boss?
Yes. Give them bread today, and tomorrow they're back asking for water.
Yeah, but, sire, this is Christmas.
Christmas, how I hate it. Christmas trees, presents, happy people, goodwill. I hate Christmas.
Yeah, but why you feel this way, sire?
I'll tell you why, Knave. Because I am a black-hearted, tight-fisted, bitter, stingy old skinflint. No, Duffy, not you, me. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, Godfrey. I think I shall hie me hence to bed.
Very good, sire.
That's sire. Yes, Godfrey. I've done a hard day's dirty work today. It'll feel good to crawl in between them nice, clean sheets of newspaper. Well, good night, my man Godfrey.
Good night, sire.
Don't forget to blow out the twig.
Yes, sire.
Not so hard, you fool. That twig's got to last us all day tomorrow.
Sorry, sire.
Now to close one eye and get some sleep. Yeah, got a big day tomorrow. Got to sprinkle banana peels on the front steps of the old lady's home. Got to remember to get them chimes made softer. No sense in letting the neighbors hear the time for nothing.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. Wake up.
Who's calling me? Who are you?
I am the spirit of Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
I have come to show you the suffering that your stinginess is causing. I'm going to take you to the house of the widow Scratchit. The next voice you hear will be that of the widow Scratchit herself.
Oh, Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim.
Coming, Mother.
Close the door, Tim. The flies are coming in, and we haven't got enough to eat ourselves.
Mommy, I am weak with hunger.
I know it, my poor boy.
Ain't we got nothing in the house? Even a crusted swieback?
Not even a herring. Tim, land sakes, this floor is cold. Where are your shoes? Come on, son, speak up. Where are your shoes? Tim, stop picking that leather out of your teeth and tell me, where are your shoes? Oh, Tim, you didn't eat them.
Of course I did, Mama. I am only a little tot. My body must have nourishment. Mama, why is Ebenezer Scrooge so wicked?
Oh, he isn't really wicked, son. He's just socially maladjusted. He hates to part with a buck.
Oh, yeah? Well, I still say it's wicked of him to starve a nice little boy like me to death.
Did you hear that, Ebenezer Scrooge? You have caused all this suffering with your stinginess.
Spirit, you got me dead to rights. All of a sudden, I behold how low I have sank.
Well, Ebenezer, what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to give 50,000 pounds to Tiny Tim and Mrs. Scratchit, and the rest of my money I will give to nothing but orphan asylums. Every one of them, from Essex to Wessex, from Wessex to Sussex, and as far north as Norsex. And I want to thank you, Spirit of Christmas. You have lighted up the way for me. You have learned me that it is better to give than to receive. Hello? Mrs. Duffy? Huh? He's over in the corner crying like a baby? Oh, get him over to the phone. We'll try to cheer him up. Come on, let's sing him a song, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, Duffy. Look, stop crying, will you? Well, I know, and we love you, too, but Christmas ain't supposed to be sad. Duffy, cheer up. Christmas is supposed to be gay. It's holly wreaths and Santa Claus and Prancer and Dancer and Dunder and Pilsner and... and Jingle Bells, Duffy.
Jingle bells,
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse open sleigh. Just a second. Hey, does that make you feel better, Duffy? Huh? What a softy. He's crying harder than ever.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at this same time next Friday night. In the meantime, if you have a cold, remember Minute Rub. And for well-groomed hair, remember Vitalis. Did you know this? The Egyptians of long ago shaved themselves with seashells. Yes, and shell razors must have been mighty hard on a man's face. Of course, even today with the most modern razors, shaving can still be painful for men with tender faces. But now there's Ingram shaving cream. That rich Ingram lather helps condition your face for the razor. You enjoy cool, soothing shaves. You better try Ingram yourself. Remember, comfort means coolness. Coolness means Ingram. I-N-G-R-A-M. Ingram, the cooler shaving cream.
Duffy's Tavern from December 21, 1945. Archie's Christmas Carol.
And now here are the 6 hits and a miss, singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Now I'd like to take the Christmas 2018 special in a more sentimental direction. The next radio show excerpt reminds me of the wonder and awe and joy I felt when I was a little kid at Christmas. I was raised in a small conservative town in New Hampshire. Some of my favorite memories are the Christmases of my childhood. We weren't a particularly devout family, but religion was a constant part of our lives. My father was a Methodist, the rest of us Roman Catholic. On Christmas Eve, as a family, we would first attend the Methodist candlelight service and then the Catholic midnight mass. As a family, as a community. In the cold and snow of December, New Hampshire, these churches were warm refuge from the dead of winter, a refuge we shared, a sense of love, a sense of community, a gratitude for each other, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Jesus and Santa on the same team, bringing comfort and hope to everyone. So, despite the obvious and heavy-handed Christianity, I am excited to share with you Amos and Andy in a perennial old-time radio Christmas classic, The Lord's Prayer.
Come in there, son. You look like Santa Claus there with all that stuff.
Yeah, how is you, boy? How
Fine,
is
very good one.
you? Yeah, same to you. Doggone, that tree looks good.
Yeah, don't it look pretty?
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me lay these packages down here on the sofa.
Oh, you're making the rounds, ain't you, son?
Yeah, making the rounds, spreading good cheer.
That's it, sir.
Oh, boy, that is a pretty tree, too.
Yeah.
Got a lot of lights on there, boy.
Yeah, we saved some of them from last year, and then we got another new string this year and added on to it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, we just decorated that tonight.
Uh-huh.
Ruby and her mama is going out to take a few things to some poor people that they know here in town. They'll be gone about an hour.
Yeah, well, I'll leave these packages here.
Leave these, all of them?
Oh, sure. Here's one for Ruby. Here's one for Mama.
Oh,
there's one for you right there.
Oh, thank you.
And there's a little rattle in here for your baby.
Oh, gee whiz, look at here.
And here's a package for your oldest child, your little girl.
Oh, certainly is Santa Claus this year, Andy. Thank you so much.
Well, that's all right. I see a lot of stuff over at my place from your house.
Yeah, well, just like I told you, Andy, it ain't much, but we want you to know that we love you and we're thinking about you. You know that.
Oh, well, Amos, I feel better this Christmas than I ever felt.
Yeah.
By the way, when you open up your packages?
Well, the kids will get up early, and, well, we all get up and start early Christmas morning. And, by the way, don't forget, you promised me this morning that you'd be here for Christmas dinner with us.
Yeah. Well, that sure is nice of you, all right, because the other Christmas dinners didn't work out so good.
Oh, it didn't, huh? Well, we want you here, so now we're going to count on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's swell. Yo. Well, I got to get going, son. I got to drop in on 2 or 3 people, say hello to them.
Yeah, well, I hate to have you rush off, Andy. Don't you want to sit down a little while?
No, I'll get going, son. Just want to come by here and kind of wish you a Merry Christmas tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Well, you know I wish you one, son.
Yeah, by the way, you don't want to go with me now, do you? Stop in on some friends or something?
Oh, no, Andy, I can't. I'm going on back now and see that the baby is covered up in the crib and say good night to Arbadella. You know, she wants to know all about Christmas. She can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's great, son. Well, Merry Christmas again.
Well, same to you, and thank you for the packages, Andy.
You're welcome, Amos. You're welcome. So long.
So long, son. Bring forth the royal diadem and crown. Well, honey, you was in bed, ain't you?
Daddy, can I turn on the little radio for a minute before I go to sleep?
Well, just for a minute or two, I'll snap it on for you. Say, we let it warm up a few seconds. We don't want to wake up baby, you know.
Oh, music never wakes him up, Daddy.
Yeah, well, now, let me straighten your covers a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
You said your prayers?
Oh, Mommy heard my prayers before she went out, Daddy.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Glad
the
of
Paul
that.
Taylor Chorus continues with the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, well, now, you get under covers, honey.
Daddy, could you get some Christmas music on the radio?
Why, darling, this is the very best Christmas music you could get. This is the Lord's Prayer.
I've been saying the Lord's Prayer with Mommy. She's been teaching it to me.
Yeah, I know she is.
What does the Lord's Prayer mean, Daddy?
Well, it means an awful lot. And with the world like it is today, darling, it seems to have a bigger meaning than ever before.
Well, what does the Lord's Prayer mean?
The Lord's Prayer, well, darling, I'll try to explain it to you.
Oh, will you, Daddy?
Yeah, now you lay down and listen. The first line of the Lord's Prayer is this. Our Father, which art in heaven. That means Father of all that is good, where no wrong can dwell. Now the next line is, Hallowed be thy name. That means, darling, that we should love and respect all that is good.
Oh.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. That means, darling, as we clean our hearts of all hate and selfishness and fill our hearts with love, the good, the true, and the beautiful, then this earth will be exactly like heaven.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Daddy.
Then it says, give us this day our daily bread. Now that means to feed our hearts and minds with kindness, love, and courage, which will make us strong for our daily tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. You remember the golden rule?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, that means that we must keep the golden rule and do unto others as we would want them to do unto us. And then it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That means, my darling, to ask God to help us do and see and think right, so that we will neither be led or tempted by anything that is bad.
Uh-huh.
And then it says, for Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. That means, darling, that all the world and everything that's in it belongs to God's kingdom. Everything. Mommy, your daddy, your little brother, your grandma, you and everybody. And as we know that and act as if we know it, my darling, that is the real spirit of Christmas.
Oh, that's good, Daddy.
Well, darling, I guess I ought to turn off the radio and let you go to sleep.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, my sweetheart.
Daddy,
Yes?
will you leave the radio on while I go to sleep?
All right, I'll leave it on for a couple of minutes, and I'll come back and turn it off, and you listen to the Christmas music.
That was Amos and Andy from Christmas 1941. And now that we are all aglow with the Christmas spirit, we have to end with Bing Crosby singing White Christmas. I'm Mike Gillett, your host, and this has been When Radio Ruled Christmas Special 2018. When Radio Ruled is a Before TV production. Copyright 2018. Now here is Bing Crosby singing White Christmas on the Holiday Inn Christmas program, December 14, 1944.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be
Just to have a word here before we close the old hall. You know, the best Christmas presents money can buy are still those ever-loving war bonds. When you give a war bond, you're giving yourself a stake in the future of free men everywhere. When you buy a war bond, you're giving the men on every fighting front the gift that they want most. The assurance the folks back home know the toughest battles are still to be won. Your war bond is actually just a loan, and the sacrifices our boys make are offered as a gift because they're fighting for the day when Christmas can once again dawn in a world of peace. Let's let them know we're behind them with everything we got. Good night.